Throner's people to our ranks. There is a small power struggle developing. Is there cause for me to be concerned? Should I step in to correct the situation? Sidney asked, crossing Hercule's arms over his chest. I believe that I have the situation under control. I wanted you to be aware of the situation in case something did come of it. I will alert you if I cannot resolve the problem. I am afraid that if I lean on your assistance for these things too much, I will not be able to foster respect in my students, she said, bowing her head. Understood. The new casters will have to earn their power armor. I do not want them to have this technology until they have proven that they can be trusted. With the higher number of followers, it is becoming increasingly more difficult to monitor individual loyalty level, Sidney explained, while Hercule paced thoughtfully. Yes, my lord. If there is nothing else, she bowed again slightly. You are dismissed, Sidney said. Hercule returned the shallow bow. Emma left the room, but it was a revolving doorway because as she walked out, Jeremiah walked in. My lord. Jeremiah, what do you have for me? Have you found anything about Noah and his men yet? Sidney asked, really hoping for some good news. Jeremiah shook his head solemnly. We've searched the trees where Noah and his men were deployed. We have found evidence that they put up a fight, but there are no bodies. None of the men that you sent, nor any undead that they should have been able to defeat. Damn, Sidney said, as Hercule clenched his fist. My lord, this could mean that he is still alive, Jeremiah said. It could mean that he is alive. But it could also mean that he is an undead minion, Sidney sighed. With all the additional followers, I have a higher population than before the battle. I don't know if I lost them or not. Jeremiah nodded. We will continue the search until we find something. Continue for another 2 days, but as much as it pains me, we need to redouble our efforts on preparing for the upcoming battle. If he is gone for more than 72 hours, it is likely that we won't find him without divine intervention. Yes, sir, Jeremiah said, bowing his head. How are the people of Throna integrating with the people from Svethvarn? Sidney asked. The people are working together well. I think, my lord, it might be a good idea to institute a government system in these settlements. As our numbers increase, there are people who are disconnected from you because you simply don't have the time to spare, Jeremiah said, folding his arms behind his back. What do you have in mind? I think that, given that both settlements are so far separated, they would benefit from each having their own governing body. But they should work together for a unified system to make them equal under your state, Jeremiah explained as he tensed up in frustration. Should we hold an election? Sidney asked. I think that you should appoint a leader of your choosing. You are lord of this land. The people will trust your judgment, he said, as he shook his head. The problem that I see with that is that I don't know the people from Throna. I don't have a great deal of time to be holding meet and greets with everyone in the community, Sidney said sarcastically. I understand, my lord, and I also understand the need for preparation before we face the undead in battle again. But your people need to be governed so that we can do the work efficiently, Jeremiah said, before letting out a deep sigh. Could you compile a list of candidates that would be suitable and qualified for the positions? I'll interview the top people and appoint the ones that I like, Sidney suggested. I should be able to accomplish this task fairly quickly. I know many of the people from Throna already, so I just have to determine who is still with us and fit for the position, Jeremiah said with a confident nod. Before either of them could say another word, a massive explosion rocked the side of the mountain. Small stone pebbles rained down from the ceiling for a moment. Jeremiah and Hercule both ran from the cave towards the sound of the blast. The ground shook beneath Hercule's strong stride. As soon as they got out...